Okay, today we have a lot of things to talk about. Let's get straight into it. So, this is a new model called Skyreel V1. This is a fine-tuned model from Hanyuan-Video's model, where it is able to do text to videos and image to videos. Of course, we are waiting hungrily for image to videos with the Hanyuan-Video's AI models. Right here, we are going to explore how to use Skyreel V1 to run image to videos as a workflow, how to generate videos from an image. Well, not a lot of information yet. You need to update your ComfyUI, but there are some hints throughout the Hugging Face page, research, and GitHub repositories that I've seen. We need to update our ComfyUI since Kijai updated the original model weights of the image to videos and text to videos of Skyreel. If you take a look at what is mentioned in this information, the requirements are kind of high for a local consumer PC. It requires at least 79 gigabytes of VRAM, as mentioned in their GitHub repositories, but if we are using it for user-level GPU deployment, we can offload using the offload strategy. Hopefully later on, there will be some other quantized model versions released that bring down the loading requirements for consumer PCs. But then, KJ, he has converted these two models. As you can see, I2V, which is image to videos, and T2V, which represents text to videos, both have BF16 and FP8 versions of the safetensor files. The safetensor files are converted for running in ComfyUI. Basically, well, the safetensor files, of course, you can also run that as inference. But most of you guys are going to use ComfyUI to load this model. Throughout this screenshot of what it has, Comfy Anonymous has also been updated. The coding of ComfyUI right now natively supports Skyreel. On the first day, these models have been converted for ComfyUI. As I've mentioned, these model widgets are based on Hanyuan-Video's design. Therefore, a lot of components that we were running in Hanyuan-Videos are able to reuse in ComfyUI as well. So let's check it out. How can we do that? So, by seeing this post in the ComfyUI GitHub request page here, the coding is being updated. Of course, right now, it's outdated because, again, it keeps updating continuously, almost like every day. Right now, the ComfyUI has been updated, so therefore what we are going to do is open up your command prompt window. If you are using the ComfyUI as the portable version, then you just go to ComfyUI Portable. And right in the ComfyUI Windows Portable, you go to the Update folder. You have the Update ComfyUI bat files where you can double-click this. It will update the ComfyUI code itself. For people like me, I use the virtual environment to run ComfyUI as the main testing setup on my machine. What you guys can do is use the git pull to pull the latest update versions of ComfyUI. It will do some merging files, versioning, something new will be added to your ComfyUI, and something that is not going to be used or has to be removed will be automatically done for you. So do this git pull, and that is basically all you need to do to get the latest update of ComfyUI from the GitHub repository here. Now we are going to the ComfyUI layout user interface and see how that works. So come to ComfyUI. As you can see, I have created a workflow here that is based on the updated notice or the pull request here. I'm just basing it on what KJ did in this video's demo. Just 6 seconds here doesn't have the workflow files whatsoever, but then I just got some ideas on how to connect those custom nodes here. Based on what I'm understanding, we need this instruct pix-to-pix conditioning, and we are passing the image pixel data in this blue line here, and also the VAE. That is the image input point for your image to video initial frame loading and the positive negative. Of course, we are going to connect the clip text encode. Here I have two text prompts. One is positive and the other is negative. Then you see here, it is connected to the instruct pix-to-pix conditioning output. Same goes to positive negative. Send it to the flux guidance because what it is, it's just similar to Hanyuan-Videos where we need the flux guidance nodes. But then, we are not using flux here. We are basing on this one, the guidance settings, to set the guidance to 1 for both conditions. Then here I got the set node in between just in case I need to expand this workflow in the future. But then, you can just put a straight line connected to this sampler from the flux guidance output and pass that to the positive and negative in this sampler, custom sampler. Once we have the condition positive and negative, and also the model's data, this is coming from the model sampler SD3, which by default is set to Shift 7. In here, it is the similar settings or the same settings as Hanyuan-Video's text-to-image, text-to-videos, but then the diffusion model loader, we are going to load the Skyreel Hanyuan-12V. In my case, I'm using the FP8 for just faster loading in this demonstration. Also, of course, you can load the BF16 if your computer GPU has enough VRAM to run this. In many cases, just running the FP8 is good enough to test how that works in ComfyUI. So, in ComfyUI, you are going to set the widget type here. We are going to set FP8 because we are using the FP8 right now. If you are above NVIDIA for the GPU series, then you can select this FP8 fast. That will help a lot, or not a lot, but it helps for the RTX 40 series to run the FP8. And this is the way of inferencing using the diffusion model loader to load the Skyreel model weights. So in here, as you can see, when I'm loading in this diffusion model custom notes or this ComfyUI note, this is coming from the files that I downloaded in the Kijai repositories in Hugging Face, where he posted the links in the ComfyUI GitHub page, project page. Throughout here, as I have just mentioned, we got the BF16 and then the FP8 versions for both model widgets, text to videos and image to videos. You can choose either one to try it out. First, download this in your model folder, which is coming back to the File Explorer. And as you can see right here, I have the ComfyUI model folder, and you are going to save this model, save tensor files in the diffusion model folder. Within here, I have created a subfolder called the SkyReels, just the same kind of subfolder management as the Hanyuan-videos and other diffusion models. So once I create this subfolder, I put both model files in here, just locate that in here, and you are ready to run this. Back to the ComfyUI, we have updated our ComfyUI latest version. We have downloaded the Skyreel model files, and then we are using the same dual clip loader as the Hanyuan videos, which we are using the clip L and the Lava Llama 3 safetensor files. The type, of course, we can select the Hanyuan videos, which is fine because this is the fine-tuned model based on Hanyuan videos. Right here, below talking about the VAE again, we can use the Hanyuan videos VAE BF16. Well, you guys should have downloaded that already. If not, then go to Hugging Face in ComfyUI repositories. There's a Hanyuan videos VAE download, or you can check out my previous videos. There's a Hanyuan videos talking about that to download the VAE. Talking about the image to videos, we scroll down to this section where we have a load image, a very simple way to load an image as the first frames for your video resolutions. I have checked it. It is similar to Hanyuan videos. So, I use what it is for, by default values for Hanyuan videos width and height image resize. Pass this to the empty Hanyuan latent videos nodes. This will send the latent data at the first time in the sampler custom latent image data here. This is for the first time you are loading the image to videos where, when we don't have any videos created, we are passing the conditioning. This is going to get the pixel data for the conditionings to create our first frames. It is something different with the other diffusion videos models that are using the VAE encode to receive the image data. That is the way it is using the Skyreel and is already mentioned in Kijai's Hugging Face page, where it is showing that this is converted from the diffuser format to the original Hanyuan videos format, which works both in the wrapper custom nodes and also the native ComfyUI for the Hanyuan workflow. Also, as I have mentioned, we need to feed the image using instruct pick-to-pick conditioning to the workflow that is going to receive our image as the first frame for that. Therefore, I based it on that description in Hugging Face here and what it has in the understanding of what he showed in this demonstration in the GitHub page. Then therefore, I am creating this workflow, and this is a very basic one, just image to videos. I have prepared my image here, it's a McLaren. Try that with some text prompts, and this text prompt format I am created in large language models. You guys can try that out as well. And I just submit that image, and it will generate a video prompt for me here. So once it is available and I am able to use that, just copy and paste in this text prompt area. Then, for setting the number of frames, you are going to do the same way as Hanyuan Videos text-to-videos workflow using the empty latent videos node. The settings in the length here, where I set 49 frames, which is about 2 seconds for the demo. If you want to set it back to 5 seconds, then of course you set it to 129. That will ideally give you a 5-second duration. So let's say in our video right here, in our tutorial, we are setting 2 seconds for demonstration purposes and come back to here. We are going to check the basic scheduler. This is going to try the scheduler steps you are going to set. Well, some people might use a lower step for sampling. but I will keep it as in the middle medium range. That is 20 for testing. Not quite sure yet because this model widget is just released these 2 days, very new. So I'm still testing different schedulers as well. Well, we have normal, simple, and beta. That is the most common scheduler method for AI videos in ComfyUI, and also the case sampler select here. We can select different sampling methods, and I try using the DP-MP2M. And I have also tried the Arola before. Both are working again. There's many testing variants you can try by yourself. Whichever one fits for you, you are going to test that and go for it. CFG, that is default by using 4, and I have seen some people set it to 6 and even higher CFG, but those, well, don't really perform that nice sometimes. So therefore, I am going to stick with 4 at this early stage moment to try out. If you want to set the CFG lower, it is also workable as well. And the last step is the VAE decode tile, as I'm using the tile because we are limited VRAM in the local PC. If you have an H100 with 80 GB VRAM, then of course you don't need to use tile. And once you have that sampling, this is coming from the Denoa's output. Put that sampling latent data to the VAE decode and not the output data from the top of this purple dot here. This is going to pass to another group if you want to do refinement. So I just do create this set node here for in case I want to expand this workflow in the future. So that is all it is for a very simple workflow creating image to videos. And we got a video combined to show a lot of times we use. That doesn't need to explain, I think. And let's try this McLaren sports car image and see how that looks like. And I got the generate result. And this looks amazing. We have, as a local PC usable AI video model, we are able to generate not full HD type, but then at least it's 720p type of resolution. But then, all these pixels are not going to be broken too much. Although there's some floor, those bricks are still not stable. But then we see the car as the main object here is very stay still, very solid into one piece. At least it's not going to be morphing a lot. In the overview of this video, of course, I set it as 49 frames. So therefore, it's a very short video type. Let's go for a 5-second full length of this. AI models can capable of see how that looks like. And we got the video result here, 5 seconds, which I have set the length for 129. And let's check out the generate result. We have a pretty good zoom out, but at the first 3 seconds, right, or the first 1 second right here, this is like, I understand that the AI tried to do a camera transition, but it's actually not doing in the good way of camera transitions in here. But then in the other rest of the durations in this video, they are doing pretty good on the camera zoom out, which you see the car is parking like that, like those, car commercials. You see a lot of time like this kind of camera view. But just only this part is not that good in here, is trying to do a camera transition and zoom out like this. Well, we can. If we need to use this video clip, for our video, then we can keep the end of this part right here. But then in the first half second, this is going to be cut out for what we need if we use this video. I have tried also other videos, and as well as different methods, rather than just one sampling, I have done 2 sampling methods with another workflow here, that it is just based on what I have in the basic workflow, and then I just make another sampling group in here. That's why I have created those set, get, and set nodes to pass the model's data and conditioning, because I know I will be expanding this workflow to go more in-depth to optimize the result, how it looks like, etc. So I have this one as a second pass. Lots of people play with or use Eliminate Diff. You guys have tried that before with another second sampling step to enhance the quality. I have tried the noise with 0.3, but it doesn't change a lot for the video quality. But then, when I set it to 0.6 to 0.7, it starts getting to see some different quality with the second pass video where I have water surfing and then start panning out the camera, and you see this motion like that. Although it's not, the best motion, but at least we see the water wave in here is getting more stable rather than the first try of the first sampling video generate result. And then, here's another example that I have that is doing pretty okay for the Christmas girl image that I have previously passed to the first sampling. It is kind of pretty rough on the pixel, and even I'm setting the tile to 320 and the resolution for the width and height. I am setting what the Hanyuan videos used to play with, but then, When I tried with the denoise in 0.65 or above, I get a better result in the second pass sampling, which I can show you guys in here. Although this is the motions are kind of the flashing camera effect that is also happening in the second pass in here, and you see both results are getting better, the motions and the character are getting smoother. This is the first result. You see a lot of pixelated on the face and some hairs. It's not clear. And then the second sampling we have based on the first video, the first sampling video result, and then using denoise to 0.6 and then trying out with the other settings for this scheduler, which is using simple. And then I set the sampler method to ULAR, which enables to improve that in the second sampling. At least it is smoother. You look overview, although that flash is just coming out from the AI video model it generated, so we cannot, change that. But at least the whole motion of the character is able to refine it a little bit. And I will be keeping testing how can we do that even better in the upcoming testing and upcoming tutorial. We'll see how we can explore for more stuff going on with this model weight. Of course, we can use the flux upscale. Very typical thing we have done using flux and then turbo alpha to just shorten the times of the sampling for each image frame and pass that to the final result in here. That will, spend a lot more time to generate for each video, but then it's worth it if you have a good AI video generated and using that to upscale. Therefore, I put that by default is disabled this group. So once I have good videos from the second sampling group, then I can enable the upscaler to do the upscaling. Therefore, I put this seed number to a fixed seed so that I don't need to regenerate a new one again and then lose the good video generate result that we want. And that is the whole concept of this model, how it runs. And I think I will go first do this basic workflow publish for in my post link in the description below. You guys can try that. And you guys can try if using second sampling step, just like what I did to duplicating the sampler group in here, and drag that into another group for another sampling to enhance the video quality. I think that is help for the video generate output. And also, of course, upscaling is another good way to do that as well. And then I got the other demo video that I have, and this one is the first try of the Skyreel Image2Video, where I have tested with our Patreon supporters Image using his robotic guy in here walking on the desert, and then after this 2-second try running successfully using ComfyUI to run this model, I tried longer length of video, which is a 5-second right here. And as you can see, this is using another seed number. So therefore, we have only one camel is different with the previous video. And then the other rest of the second duration is the Jeep at the end. This part appearance looks okay, not top-notch quality. But then, of course, the first try we can do a lot of improvement. And this is only using one sampler, custom sampler, to generate this video. And then I try another way of doing that is using a smaller size video or a smaller size image, and I resize that using this water surfing woman image as the first frame, and then animate that. This is the size with 512 times 512 pixels, and then using that without any text prompts, just let the AI do its creativity, and it's generating this result. Also, try the A lot of trending right now using, a close-up shot selfie image doing like an influencer lookalike video. And you can also do that in the Skyreel Image2Video, where I have tried a girl with selfie as the first frame here and then using this image as a 512 times 512 dimensions. I know this is a small size, but just for trying out testing and see how that looks like, at least this model does understand what I need. And you see those pixelated because this is just using the first just one sampler custom to do the sampling and has not been enhanced at the first time I tried this AI model in this morning. Then therefore, I have run another one, which is the current one that you see in the Christmas girl image, and I got this result. It looks pretty cool. At least it's not going to be broken part of the character, not morphing any stuff like that, so therefore this has some potential to create some longer length of videos. But then, we just need to see how we can optimize that. Also, I know this AI model because it is a fine-tuned model from Hanyuan-videos, so therefore, the flow edit that we have talked about for video-to-video are also work with Skyreel, as we have talked about the Hanyuan Loot, the flow edit sampler, which is another custom note for doing this, for doing the video-to-video method using Hanyuan-videos. We can use that to run this AI model as well, but just need to be testing something that I want to verify before I publish another tutorial on how to use the Hanyuan videos flow edit and running the SkyReels image to video model weights. I think we can use the image input as the reference styles, just like how we did using IP adapter for influence our image styles or flux redux for flux image styles, some concept like that. And we can use and load image, pass that into the video to video motions, and animate that with our image styles. That will be covered in the later next tutorials or in the future tutorial videos. So currently, I don't want to overwhelm too much information at once. We should try to play around with the image to video basic features first, and I will show the other rest of the video result that I have tested at the end of these videos as well. And I will see you guys at the next one. Have a nice day. See ya.